I'm with Ted Garratt today to talk to him about his new book, Steer Into the Skid. It's a fascinating book. I've had a little dip into it myself, so let's find out from Ted what he's got to say about it. You call it a labour of love, and I know the emotional side of that. You've had a lot of health problems lately.
Well, the book is exactly about that, Jeremy. It is about my health situation. And it took me a little while, when it started 3 years ago, to realise that actually it was a sort of parallel for my working life as well. Here was I going out doing coaching with managers and sports people to help them improve themselves and their performance. And suddenly I was in a situation where I needed that. So where did I go to get it? Probably fairly classic, you know. How come this thing I've had 70 odd years has suddenly, you know, attacked me, so to speak? What can I do about it? And the initial reaction was to look at the medical fraternity to help me. It was a little bit later that I started to think, hold on, in terms of the mental side of it, the psychological side of it, this is sort of what I do, but not in a medical aspect, but in work, in sport. So, funnily enough, I'm actually in a good position to do something. I mean, one of the things I did, and I really did and ah about whether this was a good thing to do or not, I put in about 30-ish, just over 30 tools and techniques, which I think are brilliant, but I hadn't used. Or if I'd used them actually in a slightly different time, in a slightly different place. So they're not Ted Garratt endorsed, so to speak, but they're bloody good. I think the key thing, fun enough, is that you can do something. There's a great tendency, understandably, with the medical fraternity to wait to be told. You can play, to use a sporting sort of term, you can play on the front foot. Okay, I happen to be lucky with what I've done for work. I'd like to think the book can be used by anybody who is not a psychologist, who is not an NLP expert, not an expert on mindfulness, because it makes practical sense. Don't be afraid of trying them. Don't be afraid of things that don't work for you. It's not a fixed menu. So there's a self-empowerment aspect to it and a responsibility the reader needs to take in order to make the book work. Go out and do something with it. That's what I would say. Don't get trapped into, well, phase 5 of this book was Ted Garratt's version of it. That's just the way it is. There's stuff to be done out there. There's tools, there's techniques to be used, and go do them. It's fantastic.
Go do them. Thank you very much.